Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. In today's One Piece Treasure Cruise video, I will try to give you as much ammunition as possible to make a decision on if you should buy the new Shiki ship or not and spend those 30 gems. We are going to go over all of the ship abilities, the advantages and disadvantages of you getting the ship. So without further ado, let's get to it. First things first, we can see by jumping into the game that the ship will be releasing in approximately a day, and it will become available through an unlockable quest for 30 gems in Extra Island. For the base ship ability at level 10, we see that the ship reduces special charge time by 1 turn at the start of the quest, boosts Dex, Int and Q characters attack by 1.55 times, HP by 1.25 times, and then if the HP is full or 30% or below at the start of the attack, then it boosts Dex, Int and Q characters attack by approximately 1.7 times. A ship ability that definitely resembles the one of the amphibious Nostra Castello, but with no strength and psi boosting, but Dex and Q instead. At level 11 with one upgrade, the ship still boosts the same colors, but the attack now is 1.6 times at the base level, the HP boost at 1.35 times, the maximum attack boost at 1.75 times, and it slightly increases your chances of having RCV slots. While for the maximum upgrade, level 12, the base attack boosting is 1.65 times, the HP boosting at 1.45 times, and the maximum possible attack boosting at 1.85 times, with everything else remaining the same. For the ship modifications, it will get two special effects. Number one, the special will be removing despair duration by 1 turn, and then the special charge reduction at the start of the quest, instead of being 1 turn, it will be 2 turns. Let's now start by seeing the advantages. First and foremost, it provides a pretty good attack and HP boost. The HP boost is important because not all ships in the game provide it, and in situations where you are inflicted with end of turn damage, increased damage taken, or fixed damage after an enemy's defeat, it can definitely help you. It can also help with specials like the Kizuna Kuja Pirates one, where you need to be over a specific HP amount to get extra things from the special, and the attack boost is also good at base 1.55 times and with the HP requirements met 1.7 times, although it is nothing extraordinary for today's OPTC standards. In addition to that, I would say the despair removal through the first modification is pretty good. For situations where you are using one support to remove despair plus your despair sockets and 1 turn is remaining, or from a special you have 6 turns of despair or 9 turns rather, 3 turns minus from the sockets, 5 turn despair removal from the special, so 1 turn is remaining. Instead of using an extra support, the ship can help you. Then again, that is provided you don't want or you are not in the position to use a despair removing captain ability, but have in mind that a lot of them are actually either strength or psi, so if you want to use this ship, maybe you can't use strength or psi characters, so the 1 turn despair removal might help you. Meanwhile, the other modification of providing 1 extra special charge time at the start of the quest is really not that good, will probably only be relevant in Speedrun, Cat Viper and Dogstorm teams. I don't really see it being impactful in any other form or way. I would also say that the ship boosting Dex and Q characters is definitely a positive for Dex and Q representation, because not a lot of ship abilities actually focus on these two types. We see a lot of Int, a lot of Psi ships, but with Dex and Q, outside of the Shark Superb, we don't see a lot of stuff, and the Shark Superb is mainly for Kizuna, so it's nice to see another ship representing those two types. This ship is also great in HP cutting quests or with captains / units or specials that can either reduce your HP or provide overheal, simply because it is very easy in those types of situations to meet the HP requirements and get the highest possible attack boost of 1.7 times at the base level. Finally, we have to consider the unlockable quest rewards, plus 100 for each type of cotton candy, attack, HP and RCV, proof of friendship, a special level up manual, and also Pirate Rumble scrolls. Because of that, if you of course decide to unlock and clear the quest, you should either enter with double buggy captain to get more rewards, or double chopper, either Christmas chopper or film red chopper, to get more cotton candy if you care about that. But if you want to have the possibility to double something else with buggy, you should enter with buggy. There are two sides to every coin though, so what are the disadvantages of unlocking the ship? Well, first of all, it costs 30 gems. It's not free, otherwise you wouldn't really click on the video. Maybe you are low on gems because you went after Gear 5 Luffy and you had to do a lot of multis. Maybe you are saving gems for the next Super Sugofest, and I definitely understand if you want to invest those gems in pools instead of a ship. Another disadvantage is definitely the fact that there is no base special coming alongside the ship, which will probably be the case for a lot of upcoming ships now that we have ship modifications, which in my opinion is not that great and definitely doesn't really help the case of the ship. I also definitely have to mention that the ship does not boost strength or psi characters, and these two types have some of the best units in the game. Of course, most likely you can still use those units in your teams, but they won't get the attack boost or the HP boost from the ship. On one hand, it is great to get Dex and Q-type representation ship-wise, but on the other hand, it is still not a universal boosting ship for all types, so I have to mention it. On top of that, we know that there are HP requirements for the maximum attack boost, because not in every situation and in every quest you are able to somehow manipulate your HP to get either maximum HP or under 30%, because even with an HP cut during the quest, your HP might not be at the correct threshold the ship needs for you to get the 1.7 times or higher attack boost. For example, if you haven't been damaged the entire quest and all of a sudden the final boss provides a 50% HP cut, that puts you at 50% HP. That is not enough of an HP cut. Definitely a ship drawback, because we might see the 1.7 times multiplier and say, oh, that is a great attack boosting multiplier, but the base one, if you did not meet the HP requirements, is 1.55 times. And finally, probably the biggest disadvantage here, the Whale Sharks is probably just a better ship. It provides a base attack boosting multiplier of 1.6 times and it is universal, not for just 3 specific types. On top of that, it makes perfects much easier to hit, which this ship does not do, and it gives you extra XP at the end of the quest. Generally, this is also the reason why the Amphibious Nostra Castello is not as used anymore, because if you don't meet the HP requirements, why just not use the Whale Sharks instead? You will get an 1.6 times attack boosting multiplier instead of 1.55 times, and you get universal boosting. You do not need to be restricted to using specific types. Of course, if you are in a Kizuna and your HP will be fulfilling the HP requirements, maybe you want to use this ship. That is absolutely acceptable. But outside of that, and if you don't really aiming for damage, and you don't want that one turn of extra despair removal, then the Whale Sharks will probably be just better. Also, something to take into consideration. Let's say we can meet the HP requirements and we are aiming for high damage. Then, if our captain is Dex or Q, why not use the Shark Superb instead? And if our captain is Int and majority of our team is also Int, why not use the Amphibious Nostra Castello? The main reason you want this ship is if your captain is Int, you want high damage, you meet the HP requirements, and majority of your team is also Dex or Q. And even in that case, the Whale Sharks might still be fine to use. So even though there will be uses for this ship, I can't say it is a necessity to have it or buy it for 30 gems. Also have in mind that the unlockable quest is not living in a couple of days or weeks, it will stay around for a pretty long time. So if you want to save your gems to see the New Year's Super Sugofest characters and pull there and then decide on this ship, or then just see if you need it, if content creators like me use it in their teams or find it useful, you can definitely just sit on your 30 gems and wait to make a decision later. You can always also come back to this video. Maybe a Dex or Q Captain comes out that makes the HP requirement easy to meet, so this ship will be a great combination with said character. Then maybe you have more of a justification to spend your 30 gems. But that is everything I had to say for now. What do you think about the ship? Tell me in the comments below. Are you going to get it, or are you just going to wait it out? If you found this video helpful, definitely leave a like, I would really appreciate it. And as always, thank you so much for watching, take care, and I'll see you in the next one.